Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you've been following my channel, you'll realise I brought this a few weeks ago and I said I'd do a full review of it. Well, here it goes. This is my Seiko 7C43-7010. Catchy? Not really. But anyway, this is a 1986 Pro Diver from Seiko. Now, a lot of you may be looking at this and just going, well, it's an SKX. And it isn't. It looks similar to an SKX, but it isn't. This, as you can see here, the crown is at the 4 o'clock position. I know a lot of people will be saying the crown is the same on an SKX. Now, this is a 5KX, which basically has the same case design. So when I refer to 5KX or SKX, this is the watch. As you can see, there's 4 o'clock. The crown is not at 4 o'clock. It's almost, but it's not quite. This one is. Now, being that it is at the 4 o'clock, you can see the difference in the lug design here and the crown guard. This still dives in, giving you a relatively normal looking lug design, where this one is really bulbous, really kind of non-nonsense kind of approach here. It's a lot, it's guarded really well. Now, if I zoom in on the dial, the hands on this model, as you can see, are trimmed white, not the normal brushed as they are on most of the other Seiko diver range. And the other big difference is, as you may have noticed, the second hand is ticking, not sweeping around the movement. So this is a quartz movement diver. So this isn't your normal regular cheap quartz movement. This movement basically, as the name suggests, the 7C43 is basically, well, it's very similar to what's in the present day Seiko tuners. So being that it has a 7 jewel movement, so this watch can be fully stripped and serviced and put back together again. High torque, that's to enable it to move these big fat hands around. The battery life on this watch is about 3 years. So not quite as good as the Seiko tuner, but I believe the big difference is that it's got a larger battery in the Seiko tuners. The back, if I can quite zoom in on that, I might have to take a picture, it might be easier, is your basic screw down, screwing back on this, as you would expect a Tsunami. I'll get some better pictures on. Now, the other differences when it comes to construction of this watch versus the other, if you wanted to remove the crystal on the SKX, you remove movement, remove bezel and press it with a press and to get it out. But this one, if you remove the bezel off this, you will actually see a locking ring around, which is very similar to what you get in monoblock cases like the MM300 of a Daft tuner, or even the Seiko MM600. So it's actually a retaining screw pressing that crystal down. They really did pull all the stops out to make this a real hardcore pro diver watch. Obviously, it is a screw down crown, obviously. Now, looking through the crystal, you can see how legible that dial is. It just really, to me, I just love the how clear it is. Very minimal text, just for professional 200 meters and the Seiko. You do have small lettering, as you expect, down at the bottom at 6 o'clock position, but it is just nice and clean, and that's how I do like it. Now, this bezel, it is such a positive bezel. If I turn it, you can hear. It's only a 60 click, but there's like very, almost no back play. Now, the reason this, say, is only a 60 click and very, very precise and very positive is when you look from the side here, you'll see these grooves running around the edge. And that's basically little indents, which, if I turn it now, you might just be able to see. Where is it? There's actually, I think it's just there. You can actually see it's a ball bearing. It's very hard to actually get in there, but that view, you can see it. The ball bearing just going in and out of those grooves. So just presses down and up. And that's why it's so positive. Now, again, this costs a lot more to do this than it does applying a bit of spring steel, which you get on these ones. And I just think Seiko really spent quite a lot on this watch. But it is strange, being that it is a pro diver, you expect the bezel to be unidirectional. But it's bidirectional, which is a bit strange. I don't know why they did that, but I've been trying to find out more about this watch, and some didn't have it, some did. You could get the Pepsi variant, slight differences with SQ on the dial as well, but this one, for me, is the one which really stands out. So I think I've got the best one. So let me put it on the wrist so you can actually see how it looks. It's actually quite a weighty watch. I've married it up with a Seiko. Sorry, I'm wearing a Zin EZM1, the original one, not the remake. Now, I fitted it out with this strap code bracelet here. This helps a little bit, I think, make it feel a little bit bigger on the wrist, because the lugs, instead of being there, now come out to here. It is a 22mm width, as you'd expect. My wrist size is just over 7 inches. And there you go. It just feels really nice on the wrist. I think this watch would also suit a NATO strap. I've had it on different rubber straps and leather, but I do quite like it on this bracelet. And I say, this is an SKX bracelet, because they don't actually make any for this model, but it does seem to fit. There's a little bit of mismatch on the ends, but overall it does seem quite nice. I say, you can get these models still on eBay, but it is really pot luck when it comes to them. You can get some which have been beaten up only for a few £100, or there's a couple, some going for £600 and £700, or even £1,000, and none of them yet have I seen with any of this lot. I've never seen an original box or an original instruction booklet, which is just simply fantastic. I mean, it looks really, really great. Or the warranty paperwork and so forth. So this one, I'm going to keep hold of. I think it's a little bit special, a little bit different. And I love the fact that it confuses people when you tell them it's not an SKX. When it comes to lume on this watch, being that it is coming on for 35 years old, if I put that here, it's almost none. You can see it a little bit there, but it's almost none. It has all worn out. And it's one of these watches where I wouldn't want to place a new dial on there or anything. I want to keep this one 100% original, albeit a bracelet. So anyway, hope you like the review, and I will see you at the next one. All the best and stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.